Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not watching us on Facebook or following us on Facebook, what? Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. You like that. But wait, there's more. Okay, there's more. Go to the shows page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Okay, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll also be following Shawn and Maya. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the bell. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, I like that kind of part. What? Please don't tell me you didn't know we have a mobile app. Come on, man. Get with the times. We have our own mobile app. So listen. Wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworth, Venture, wherever you get them from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it. You take us with you on the go, so not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on here in Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. A slew of articles. Thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. Yeah, my voice is a little crazy from yelling yesterday at the bar. But yes, Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. Okay, so do us a favor. If you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor and download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to that TV. Okay, download it, please. All right, put it right next to Netflix, Hulu, Apple Plus, Prime Video, Max, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Showtime, Stars. All right, put it smack dab in the middle. Now, if you have a couple of Roku TVs in the house, do us a favor and download the channel to all of the Roku devices that you have in the house. I know. One might be in the kids' room that you got at Walmart on sale, 45-inch TV for like $110, whatever. Just download it, put it on there. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at SportsZoneShy, that's CHI, at SportsZoneShy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Well, here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG or you do it just for the gram, well, follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Listen, we have a phenomenal show, but we need you to get interactive with us today. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, listen, leave a question or comment on that particular platform. It'll come up here in the thread. I'll put it up on the screen. We'll talk about it. It'll be incorporated into the show, and that's what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And it's you. So bring them all, baby. We want all your questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's see who we have in the chat. The chat is jumping already. Let's see. Ooh. Lavette Lee, she's in early. Good morning, Mama. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Woo, happy House Music Monday. Yeah, that's about the only thing that's happy about today is the House Music Monday. I'll tell you. Cornelia Squalls in the Mickey Figgy house. What up? My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. He's in the house. Junior, what's up, Papa? Woo-wee. We were texting yesterday during the game, and man, oh man, oh man. My man, St. Rita, one of St. Rita's finest, Harold Warner. Good morning, Papa. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Junior, you're right. Should have been Bears victory chain Monday. Should have been, yes. But Sean Walls in the Mickey Piggy house. Good morning, Baba. House Music Monday. You know what? You're still mad from yesterday, and you have every right to be, because so am I. You have every right to be, because I am fired up about yesterday. Brandon, what's up, Baba? Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. My girl, Monica. Thank you, mommy. I appreciate you tuning in. So Monica's watching and Junior's watching. That means Jeremiah has to be watching as well. All right. A big shout out to Jeremiah. I also want to say what's up to Armando Emeterio Lara the Fourth. Armandito, Dito, Jojo. He's not watching because he's at school. Oh, no. You know what? He could be watching. Aren't all the CPS schools off all week? Well, if he's off all week, he better be watching. Hey, Pop, you better get both of them boys over there. Oh, my goodness. Yep. Man, we have a phenomenal show for you. Eric Kramer scheduled to join us today at 10 o'clock. Wow. Yeah. I we got a lot to talk. We got a lot of Bears to talk, obviously. We got some Bulls to talk, boring. We got some Blackhawks to talk, somewhat exciting. We got some baseball to talk. White Sox, boring. If it doesn't get any worse with my White Sox, if you didn't think it would get any worse, just wait. Getting ready to pull another Chris Sale and watch another team win a World Series while we don't. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What? That's funny. That's funny. Man, I don't know where to start. I really don't. You know, we have, so I'm at the bar yesterday. All right. And I'm watching this game. And I was having a cocktail or two. Until some jamoke decided, oh, he hasn't had one. Let me buy him another one. The only thing I don't like about Output, people just buy you drinks left and right. And we're watching the game, and there's a point late in the game where it's third and 7, and they run the ball. Just a dive up the middle is what it looked like. First of all, Detroit stacked in the middle. 4th and 5, we go for the field goal. Okay. And I get it. I understand All right, you pushed it to 12. So it's a 2. So instead of just a touchdown, extra point, and a field goal, you needed 2 touchdowns because a touchdown and 2-point conversion wouldn't have mattered. I didn't like the fact that they were conservative. That kind of bugged the hell out of me to no end. Far too conservative. You're 3-7 at that point, dude. What the hell do you have to lose? All right. You're taking it to these guys. Aiden Hutchinson was a non-factor all game. And didn't I tell you last week? Didn't I freaking tell you this team was ready for an upset? Detroit was ready to be upset. They had come off an emotional win last week. It's the Bears. They're looking, it's only the Bears. Oh, whatever. And they're ripe for the picking. And they were. And I'm trying not to get fired up because I know I'm going to end up getting fired up later. But I'm trying not to get fired up so early. But this one hurt. This one hurt big time. This one was a game where this could have turned the season around. Literally, one of the best teams in the NFL with a 7-2 record. You go into their house, whoop their ass, which we did. We did go in their house. We whooped their ass for 57 minutes, 57 plus minutes, 56 plus minutes. We whooped their ass. And it came out. And and I was at the bar, and I'm telling, when they did that, kick that field goal, back to my original point, I said, listen, I don't know if the Bears are going to do this. And the guy's like, why? I'm like, because it's only 12. I said, it's only 2 touchdowns. I said, and the Bears don't know how to win yet. You see it. I posted that later on Facebook and Twitter. I said, I don't know. I said, the Bears don't know how to win yet. I said, and the Lions do. I said, I hope we can hold on. I don't know if we can. And this is what happened. Yeah. Well, listen. Guys, you know how it is. You know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning. And my man Samo is going to join us. Let's bring him on for a quick second. Say hi. Samo!
Hey.
What's going on, Papa? How are you?
All right, how you doing? SuperBack.
Man, I'm hurting a little bit. I was sad. I didn't even go to CrossFit this morning. I had a few, but I was just sad. I was just this one was a shot to the gut. This one was really hurtful. And for some of the reasons you heard, it was a statement. It would have been Eberflus's first statement win, beating a 7-2 team atop your division rival, literally rendering them helpless. Aiden Hutchinson didn't do jack shit until the last. All right, Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't have a great game. He had a touchdown, yes, but he didn't kill us. We did a lot of things right, and for 56 minutes, we did a lot of things right. And then the last 4 minutes of the game came, and that hurt us, and that's really bothered me this morning, Samo.
I think all the Bears Nation is still wounded from yesterday's loss, man. It was a heartbreaker for sure. Bad coaching, man. I don't know anything else to say about it, man. Everything going well for us for the entire, like you say, 57 minutes of the game. And then the final 3 minutes, we just allow the Lions to take that one from us, because that's what they did. They took it from us. And we were trying to hold on to it instead of just snatching the game, trying to get a little bit too conservative, man, against an aggressive team. And I said it in our pregame show yesterday. You have to meet aggression with aggression. This is an aggressive team. They're going to go for it on 4th down. We need to do the same. Then we need to do the same. We have to be aggressive. We have to be physical. And for 57 minutes, we pretty much did that. I think in the 4th quarter is really when we kind of scaled it back a little bit. I thought that 4th and 1 early in the fourth quarter, we should have went for that, man. We went for it. We went and took the field goal in plus territory. 4th and 1. Justin Fields is having a good game. Our offensive line is pushing. We have Roshan Johnson was just being a beast out there at that point in the game because we lost 21 Savage for a while and Deonta Foreman. But, man, we could have gotten that 1 yard, man. We should have been pushing for a touchdown. And if anything else, if we didn't get the touchdown, if we got into a 3rd and long situation, 4th and long situation, then we kicked the field goal. But not on 4th and 1.
But see, that's the problem that I have with Getsy, which is why I still don't understand he doesn't have a job. There's no jumbo package. Did I mention this to you last week? And I've said on this show ad nauseum. There's no jumbo package. There's no jumbo freaking package where you know that it's coming. And I said it last week. All right. And I'm going to say it again. And we're playing Detroit in 3 weeks or 20 days at this point. We got the bye after Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Why not run the ball right at Chad? I keep saying that. Aiden Hutchinson. Why not? Why not have an offensive tackle in motion who reported as eligible come in and knock the dog shit out of him? Why not? Why not let him know you're in for a long day, son? All right, you're a great player, okay? But how great can you be when you keep getting the shit knocked out of you by this guy? And I'd run it repeatedly on 3rd and short, repeatedly, to the point where he don't want that shit no more. Mm-hmm. There's an attitude that this team doesn't have, and it comes from the coaching staff. This coaching staff doesn't have that attitude, okay? And that's part of the issue that I have. There's no dogs on this. Who's the guy to say enough is enough? There was one play, and before we get to the top of the morning topic, there was one play that signified it, and no one else saw it at the bar because they're not football people. David Montgomery was an inside handoff. He had it, gained about 3 or 4 yards, no big deal. Someone held him up. They had him around the waist. They put holding his jersey, and he was, David's going to fight, cover the ball with 2 arms and chopping his feet, which he did. He did it here for 4 years. And the next guy comes and hits him in the side and tackles him. That was your moment to put your face mask under his goddamn chin, bust his shit wide open, get out of the fucking game. Legal. Now, you may have gotten a penalty. Okay, no problem. But what that does is that sends a message to the other team. We're here. This is your revenge game? No, homie. What did we talk about last week? We need to be the aggressors. Because the revenge means I'm aggressive. I'm going after you for something. I'm the aggressor. We need to flip the script. We needed to be the hunters yesterday, and we were not. We did a lot of good things, but we were not the hunters. We were not aggressive. We were not aggressive enough, and that's on the coaching staff. And people are talking about that Justin dance. I get it, and I don't like it. Unfortunately, that's the way that's another thing Eberflus allows. Like, look, yes, it's a first down. It was a big first down, but the game's not over. The game's not over. There's a lot of little things. We're going to talk about them today. That if you alter, remember I told you. I told you guys, what my colleague said, if you take care of all the little things, there are no big things. And we didn't take care of the little things yesterday. Jalen Johnson, you saw the play. All right, you even got caught up a little with our guys. Pause for a second, and you had it. Like, that's not going to knock the ball down. That's not, oh, snap, let me get it about. No. You saw that, and you understood what that was, and you dropped it. There's nobody going to get you on that one. You literally could have skipped into the end zone. The only guy who could have had you was the guy you were taking the ball from, and you had another DB there. Actually would have probably picked him off. You were gone for 99 yards or 97 yards, whatever it was. Easy. And you dropped it. These little things. The Tyler Scott thing. All right. Who's the leader? I know he's a rookie. I know he's a God-blessed rookie. But you know what? How do you become ingratiated how do you get your teammates to trust you? You make big plays when your number's called. You make big plays. You know damn well they're double, triple, quadruple. They put 7 motherfuckers on DJ Moore. You took off from jump. You beat that dude. You beat him like he stole something. You're gone. make a play, ingratiate yourself to the teammates. That's how you become part of a team. That's how you earn respect. That's how you get your number called more often. And we didn't ask you to do anything. We didn't ask you to read a route. We didn't ask you to decide if the safety does this, you do that. We didn't ask you to do that. We asked you to run down the field as fast as you, God bless it, as you bloody can, and you did, and catch the ball. But you decided to slow down. Justin Fields, and there's got to be, some people are like, oh, okay, listen, man, get it next time. No, fuck next time. You got to understand, this is a game. We only get 17 of these things. So, no, it's not okay that you screwed up. You wanted playing time, you probably bitched and moaned to maybe your teammates. Maybe it said something to coach. You want playing time? Then this is what I need you to do. This is when the moment is big. This is big time players make big time plays in big time games. That would have sealed the deal. But there's too much. Oh, that's all right. Next time we'll get it. Oh, that's all right. Next time we'll get it. Well, you know what? Next time we got us 10 straight losses. Next time got it last year. Next time got us 14 or 15 straight losses to start this, including this season. That's what. Okay, next time then. That shit pisses me off. All right, you grab Jalen Johnson and say, "Hey, we need that." You're this is where the lack of coaching comes in, the lack of leadership. Eberflus, you go grab Jalen Johnson. We need that. We need that. Then he fucks up the last play. Him and Eddie Jackson on the corner touchdown to Jamison Williams. It's a cover two. How many times you played cover two? Since you walked into the God blessed building, you played cover two. And you have miscommunication now on that one? You grab both of those guys and say, what the hell are you doing? Oh, but even before that, you say, do not have any confusion. There's no leadership. The players, it's okay. Oh, we'll try. No, that's not a killer's mentality. That's not an assassin's mentality. They don't know how to win. And it boggles my mind because you have more than enough talent to win. You have the division-leading team, one of the top teams in the NFC, at your mercy. And you didn't finish the deal. There's no leadership. There's no dogs. There's no one on there to put a stop to it. Who is the leader on this team? Who on the offense is the leader? Who on the defense? Who's going to go and grab you by your jersey and say, hey, get your head out of your ass? I don't see anyone on offense who's going to do that. I don't see anyone on defense who's going to do that. And you know what? People get mad. Well, don't talk to me like that. Then you know what? Don't play this goddamn game because it's a man's game. It's the alpha sport of alpha sports. Men play. You don't get mad because someone yelled at you. They yell at you because you screwed up. Because you got 10 other alphas on that field who are doing their job and you screwed up. And if you can't handle it, go play NBA, go play baseball, go do something else. But you have to be accountable. And there's no accountability. There's nobody yelling at anybody. There's nobody mad at anybody. And it's not about just you're fracturing. No. It's about you're holding your teammates accountable. Don't do this shit again. So what people, and this is how the media would have spun it, if you get anybody who yells at somebody, oh, well, they're breaking apart. They're fracturing. No, they're not. They're actually coming together. But we don't have that. We don't have anyone yelling. We don't have anybody stepping up. We don't have anyone holding each other accountable. And that's the problem. And it starts at the top. Because as a coach, you need to go over there and say, what the hell were you doing? You're not a rookie, Jalen Johnson. You're not a rookie, Eddie Jackson. You've been paid, Eddie Jackson. You're trying to get paid, Jalen Johnson. You could have had 2 picks, Jalen. Drop 2 picks and the blown coverage for the touchdown with Jamison Williams. And you want to get paid? When at big points of the season, right here, big game, can't have that. Cannot have that. Damn, I didn't want to start my rant, and you got me started, got me fired up already this morning. Let's go. You know how we do the first segment of every show is top of the morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
first top of the morning topic. You know where we're going with this damn thing because you got me fired up. I'm telling you, I didn't. My voice is crazy from last night. I was yelling like a madman. The Bears. The Bears. The Bears. The Bears. The Bears. You see, snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Fall to Detroit. The Detroit sucks. Sorry, Lions. 31-26. Justin Fields 60 for 23, 109 yards in the air and a tutty. A beautiful tutty, by the way, to DJ Moore. 105.2 quarterback rating. He also had 18 carries for 104 yards. Khalil Herbert, 16 carries, 35 yards. Deontay Foreman, 6 carries, 14 yards and a tutty. And DJ Moore, as we mentioned, 7 receptions, 96 yards, and that beautiful, beautiful. Look, how much better can you fucking place a ball? This is from 40 yards out. 40 yards out. I mean, there's no. If you look up a definition of a perfect pass, this is it. You see, it's outside shoulders, upfield shoulder. DB had no shot. Samuel, your thoughts, Papa?
Man, again, man, it's just another heartbreaking loss, man. Let's go over some of the positives. Like you said, I thought Justin Fields played a great game coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like coming back off from the injury, he showed no signs of, being hurt from that thumb still, or that thumb still bothering him. He just dominated, man. He was a weapon out there. I thought the game plan early on was pretty good. They were utilizing him properly, finally, for this game. And then, I thought 21 Savage came in and he was running hard and running well. He goes down and things, got a little rough for us. I thought the defense played a pretty good game up until the end.
Yep.
He decided to, lay down or fall back. The defense was playing hard. We were hitting the quarterback. We got 4 turnovers in the game, man. The last time we had a +3 turnover margin, we held the ball 40 minutes. We had long, sustainable drives, man. 40 minutes of possession, +3 turnovers. 48 other teams in the league has ever done that since 1932. All of them won. So what that tells me is, man, it's just bad game management by the coaches, man. Towards the end, you're playing not to lose instead of playing to win. You stop being aggressive. We were blitzing. We were being creative, I thought, early on. Jack Sanborn, that was a really good, nice blitz by Jack Sanborn, man.
Yeah, it was. Came around the corner, right in their face. Woo.
Right in his face. He didn't have time to react. Same thing, Montez Sweat comes off of the edge, man. Didn't get a quarterback a chance to react. I'm thinking that might seal the game at that point in time, and then we got soft. You can't play a tough team soft. I thought the Giants were a resilient bunch throughout the game. After every turnover, they came right back. They came right back and they kept going. And that pivotal play was Jalen Johnson dropping that interception because the play right afterwards, they scored a touchdown, man.
Yep.
They scored a touchdown immediately afterwards, man. That's a 14-point swing at that point in time.
Yep.
At that point, we may seal the game, man. Maybe they go into their little lion's den and cave and ball up a little bit at that point in time if we're up 14. But no, he drops that pass. Easy interception, man. A walk-in touchdown, like you said. And for a guy that's trying to get paid, man, it's just sad to see you have your worst game against the best opponent and a division opponent, by the way. It's just it's unacceptable, man. It was an unacceptable performance by Jalen Johnson yesterday. We saw our rookie Stevenson having a great game, gets the interception, goes on special teams, causes a fumble, Yeah, man, and playing well in coverage. No penalties. I thought we played a clean game for the most part. We didn't have a lot of penalties, man.
Just that one PI to Jalen Johnson, which I thought was questionable, but that was the majority of everything else was 5. I think one, maybe 2 holding penalties. Everything else was pretty clean. Clean.
Everything else is pretty clean, man. It's a heartbreaker, man. I don't know how else to put it, man, but we have to put it on the coaching staff, man, not being able to manage game situations. Towards the end of the game, man, it was just bad.
It was. It really was. We'll talk more about it as the show goes on. Let's move on to the next top of the morning topic. Because man, as tough as it was, another one. The Blackhawks. Lord have mercy. The Blackhawks. They fall to the Buffalo Sabres at the United Center. All right, 3-2. Mrazek stopped 17 to 20 shots. Kurashev scored his 4th goal of the season. Also assisted on a goal, his 6th of the season. Tyler Radish scored his 3rd goal of the season. It's tough one for the law, but we understand. I mean, we know that the Blackhawks are in transition. We understand that they're doing it. Connor Bedard had an assist on Radish's goal. As long as this kid keeps scoring points, this franchise is going to be exciting. You get people who are going to want to go, and the price of tickets is going to go up. This is an exciting team. They're not going to win as much as we would like, but they're exciting, and you're getting in literally on the ground level. This is back 08 and 09 when we got when we got Kaner. Same thing. It's just happening all again. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man, that was another heartbreaking loss, man. I thought they fought hard in that game early on, and late in the third or early in the third quarter, they just couldn't hold on to it. But that happens, man. But they fought for at least 50 minutes of that game, and then until they gave up that last goal and tried to fight back, man. But again, this season is about Bedard, man, and his development. Like you said, he gets another assist in this game, an assist the game before. I think that he's getting there. He's going to be a great player in this league, man. This team is going to be a great team. I think they just got to find ways to win. Right now, they're just they dropped 4 straight right now.
4 in a row, yes.
4 straight, yeah. I think they'll pick it up, man. It's just about learning to win, man, and trying to figure each other out, man. They're losing by 1. They're losing by 1. They're scoring goals. They're being competitive for the most part. It's just about finding a way to win now.
Yeah, you got to grow, and that's it. You got a young star. You got people around them. You just got to grow together. You got to get better as a team. We sold off a lot of pieces, got rid of a lot of pieces, and now the rebuild is starting. You got the centerpiece. This guy is going to be here probably for the next 10 years, 10 to 12 years before he's he may leave one way or another. But you got him here. You got the superstar. You got the generational talent. Now just build, and you're going to win some games that you're going to lose some games that you probably shouldn't lose, and you're going to win some games that you probably shouldn't win. All right, it's going to be both, because you're inconsistent, because you're just trying to find it. But they're exciting, and to me, that's the most important thing. Is you want exciting, competitive hockey. So, moving on, next top of the morning topic: the Bulls. The Bulls host the Miami Heat tonight at the United Center. Tip off at 7:00. You can watch that game on NBC Sports Chicago or listen to it on their flagship 670 AM. Your thoughts as they host the Heat once again, Samo?
Hosting the Heat once again after, upsetting the Heat on Saturday night?
Yep.
Great game, man. A terrible game turning out to be a great game. I think they didn't score for the first 7 minutes of the game, which is crazy to me, down 21. And then just late in the fourth quarter, they spark a comeback. I thought it was Jordan Craig that sparked that comeback, coming in with a good defensive play, then going down court, getting an emphatic dunk, and then, it got the team going a little bit. We start seeing threes from Kobe White, and then we get our guy, Zach LaVine, kind of turns it on a little bit. He was having a rough game before that. He gets a couple threes, and, Bulls make a comeback, man. And I thought that was good to see. They needed that. Didn't like seeing what I saw at the end, though, Zach walking off the court and not willing to speak to the media, and the PR person is trying to get him to stay there. I don't know what that's all about. He's turning into a bit of a diva. I think he's just ready to go. But tonight, I want to see a fast start from these guys, man, against the Miami Heat, because I'm sure they remember what happened on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, they sure do. And we're going to see. All right, you beat them, you upset them. How they're going to come back. It's a chance for them to get some revenge, and here's a chance for the Bulls to kind of grow as a team. All right, a team's coming after you. You're going to get hit with their best shot because of the fact that they're pissed. Can you withstand it? Can you withstand the storm and still come out with a victory? We're going to find out. This is going to be a good game. If you can do that, then there's a lot of growth for this team. And that's a huge, huge step for this team, because the Miami Heat are better than us. All right, they are better than us, and you beat them, and then you beat them if you can beat them back to back. Man, big growing experience, big learning experience today. We're going to find out what this team is made of. And the last top of the morning topic, per Bob Nightingale, good friend of our program here at Sports Zone Chicago. Oh, man. Dylan Cease is Dylan Cease to the Dodgers is in the works. If we remember back some years ago when they started the current team, when they started this rebuild, we traded Chris Sale, to Boston for Yoan Moncada and Lucas Giolito. Was it Giolito? Yeah. And Boston went out to win a World Series. We still have yet to get that far. But according to Bob Nightingale, Dylan Cease to the Dodgers is in the works. I mean, it's not like they needed any, that's the funny part. See, and this is how big teams operate. Big boys act like big boys. The Dodgers. Oh, what we need a top of the rotation guy. Let's go get the Cy Young runner-up from a year ago. Yeah, that's a good idea. Talk to me about this pathetic franchise that is my White Sox.
Another mismanagement move right here, man. Giving up an asset on the team that lacks assets right now, man. It just doesn't make sense. I know that, possibly in a rebuild mode, but you don't give up a guy who's a Cy Young runner-up right now, man. The top of the rotation type of guy, man, unless you're getting a haul back. So we'll wait and see what they receive, man, and if it's actually worth it. But I don't think that you give this guy up right now. And this is coming from a Cubs fan.
And I get it. I understand. But, I mean, it's bad enough for you what you've done to this fan base, and there's, who's there to come see? All right. Eloy Jimenez, great player, still doesn't have the right mentality. Yoan Moncada, great player, still doesn't have the mentality. Both of those guys are extremely inconsistent. Luis Robert, okay, I can't argue that. That's a reason to come, but I don't know if it's enough to go. I don't know how many Sox games I'm going to go to this year. All right, I'm boycotting opening day. I'm telling all my friends you should, and all Sox fans, you should boycott the home opening weekend. Have there be like 1,000 people in the stands all weekend. All right. And I know it's not going to, people say, well, affect them in the pocketbooks. That doesn't affect it. They get their money elsewhere. All right. They get it from TV deals, merchandising. That's not going to affect them. What it is the embarrassment. The embarrassment of people not going to the Sox game. Not going. Especially after you screwed us over and you canceled or you didn't schedule Sox Fest. That's bullshit. Because you didn't want to hear Sox vitriol, our anger. Well, yeah, you deserve our anger. And then you're going to do this? No, I saw it yesterday. I saw a sign on the billboard for Cubs convention. And I was like, and I was waiting. I knew when earlier in the year when they said, there'll be a Cubs convention, and I'm like, let me see if the Sox have one this year. Last year is still, we're still kind of worried about COVID and maybe, and no, they were scared. They were cowards, and they're still cowards. So, this is par for the course. All right, we're going to trade Dylan Cease. So just look, LA, you're welcome. All right, we did it for Boston. Now it's you. You're winning the World Series within 2 seasons in 24 or 25. You'll be fine. You can add another fucking trophy to your stable of trophies that you have out there in LA because we ain't getting one anytime soon, not on the South Side. So, listen, let's take a quick break. Sam will stay with me for a minute. Let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll finish. We'll have Sam and I will talk a little more about this atrocity. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
And Justin Fields on the RPO, pulls it, runs it, and slides down. 2nd down and 4, off the fake. Fields climbing the pocket, stepping up, and sidearm slings to DJ Moore into Detroit territory. High snap, Fields handles, and gets rid of it calmly. This is Cole Kmet, the tight end, who's in the best stretch of his career. Little fake roll to the left, coming back to the right, and that is a special throw past the line to gain for Equanimous St. Brown. A fake to Herbert. Good job by Tyler Scott to get Hutchinson out of the way. And then Fisher. 1st and goal. Give it to Foreman. He walks in for the touchdown. An exceptional welcome back drive for Justin Fields.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox, as you see. That was looking good, the opening drive. And I don't know about you, but hold on, man. When the hell are they going to start calling these goddamn penalties when these jokers that keep falling on fucking Justin Fields every time he slides? Yeah. When are they going to start doing that shit?
Yeah, that was
all right. When you slide and you give yourself up, you are not touched. I don't give a shit if you're trailing him. If you're behind him, then you jump over his ass. All right. That happened at least 3 times in a game yesterday. All right. There's an issue. I'm tired of this bullshit because you know what? It happened with Cam Newton. They're allowing people to get real rough with Cam Newton. Okay. Late hits to the head, all these other things because Cam was bigger than most quarterbacks. All right. They hadn't seen anything like that. And they allowed that to go on. That needs to stop because if that was Tom Brady, if that was Joe Burrow, if that was Aaron Rodgers, that was Patrick Mahomes, they're throwing flags. They might throw them under the jail. You're arrested and going to jail for that type of shit. Protect your quarterbacks. NFL, protect them all equally. It doesn't matter if they're a star quarterback, if they're a face of the franchise, face of the league. Protect your quarterback if you're going to protect them. That was bullshit. I said it. I also tweeted that out yesterday. Start protecting Justin Fields, calling those goddamn those penalties personal foul. When he slides, that's giving himself up. Period. Stay off him.
Yeah, I thought I saw Justin talking to the refs a few times about some things that were going on in that game. But ultimately, man, it goes down to the coach, man. The coach has to go up to the ref and stand up for his players, man. And you have to lose your sheet on the sideline, going off on the ref and letting them know, like, I'm not gonna stand for this. Like, you have to protect my quarterback who already is dealing with a thumb injury and that the Lions know about, man. And they did it consistently, man. So I thought it was, planned. That's what they were gonna do, man. A little dirty, man. But if the refs are gonna allow it to happen, then yeah, it's gonna keep happening. So
Yeah, and there needs to be somebody like a Tevin Jenkins, to stand up and tell people and get in front of the media and say, hey, listen, you got to stop hitting our quarterback. They need to throw, you need to call, and you're going to get fined, but that's okay. But put it out there so people say, hey, yeah, they are hitting him. All right? They are hitting him late. That is bullshit. All right? It's not, if you're worried about the safety of the players, this is a violent game. All right? It's a violent game, and you've done everything in your power to protect your quarterbacks, the most expensive pieces in your game. The most expensive commodities in your game. You've done everything to protect them. Well, then protect them. Protect them. Because one of your quarterbacks is going to get hurt. And my guy, Junior was that dude. Don't touch his quarterback. Dude, he came to my rescue a couple times. Some dude hit me late. He just, don't touch my running back. Get off him. I've been plenty of times. I never let him help me up. And that was my thing. I never let anyone help me up. I always got up by myself. But if you hit me late, Junior was there in a heartbeat, boy. Heartbeat. It's usually muffin mugs. Get out of here. Don't hit, you know what I mean? Things like that. So it's really bothersome how they're not protecting Justin, and it's eerily similar to what happened with Cam Newton back when he was coming up. Let's talk a little bit about this, Samo. Part of the stuff of my rant. Give me your thoughts on Tyler Scott. I gave you my thoughts. Like, you got to step up, son. All right? We're not asking you to read a defender. We're not asking you to see what covers are in. We're asking you to run it straight down the goddamn field and catch the ball. So when people say, well, the moment was too big, or the moment was too big, run down the field and catch the ball. No one hitting you. They didn't even jam you. You didn't even get touched. And you dropped the ball. You stuttered. I couldn't track it. Track the goddamn ball. Don't give me excuses. This is week 10, week 11, and you can't track a ball? Come on, man. I'm a little pissy about that. Grow the fuck up. Let your nuts drop. All right. You want to be in the NFL? Here's your moment. There's your moment. Here, cue up Eminem. All right. Lose yourself in the moment. There it is. You got a chance to make the seal a deal. Get up and do your dance. And you screw it up.
Yeah, man. You got the opportunity to be a star, man. This is what you dream about coming into the league.
Yes.
A moment like that, man, to seal the game. Well, a play where you could probably hit your head on the goalpost at the end, man, because you had to step on the guy, and it's just a routine play for you, man. You just blew right past your guy, man. You don't throttle down on a route. I don't know whoever does that. It's a fly route. There's no reason to throttle down. You trust that your quarterback is going to get you the ball. Your quarterback is Justin Fields. Like, you just saw him hit a guy deep for 40 yards easily. Like, you have to trust that, man. And be in that moment, man. You can't allow that moment to be too big for you, man. And I thought that's just what it was, man. The moment was just too big for the kid. He also fumbled in the game. I thought it was disheartening, man, to see him fumble, after an easy catch, man. You're a wide receiver. And if you want to maintain your position in this NFL, man, you have to make routine plays. You have to hold on to the ball, and you have to be able to catch a deep fly if you're a deep fly guy. Like, come on.
That's a crazy idea. If you're a deep fly guy, you better be able to catch a deep fly.
Man.
Man, and like I said, it's just these are the moments that you long for, because how do I get the trust of my teammates? All right, as a rookie, as a freshman. It happens. How do you ingratiate yourself? How do you get your boys to be like, hey, what's up? Like, the more they fuck with you, the more they respect you, because now you're one of the boys. Why are you one of the boys? Because you make plays. Why are you one of the boys? Because they know they can count on you. Why are you one of the boys? Because they know when the time is right, if they double, triple, quadruple team DJ Moore, you can hurt the defense just as bad, because the defense doesn't respect you. That's how you get respect from your teammates. That's how you get respect from your boy, from your locker room, from your coaches, from your quarterback. And I'm not saying he sucks and needs to burn in hell. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying someone needs to pull him aside and say, hey, dude, there's your shot. I don't know when you're going to get that shot again. Next time you get it, you better make it. You know, I mean, this is not high school. It's not where you can, all right, come on, man, let's do it. Let's go. Now, good try, buddy. Good try. No, this is the NFL. This is the NFL, which means not for long if you keep doing shit like that. Rookie.
Yeah. Hard to trust a guy after that, man. And, you know, the next time we have a fourth quarter game-winning play, like, are you going to throw that guy the ball, man? Or are you going to be a little hesitant to do so?
Yeah.
Like, man, he's wide open, man. You're wide open. You know, the ball is there. You let the moment slip through your hands.
You already see there's already a speedy wide receiver who's a healthy scratch, healthy non-dress. You're going to be the next one?
You sit next to him.
You're going to be the next one? You know what I'm saying? That it? That what you want? You fumble the ball. You stutter stepped on a ball that that ball would have been perfect. That would have been it would have been exactly just on the opposite side of the field. It would have been exactly like that. Exactly, except the other side. It would have been over your left shoulder. And if you kept running. Frustrating. We'll talk to you. What about this defense? All right, this defense, 2 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes.
Sad, man. That's sad. And then your veterans, 2 veterans.
Yep.
Eddie Jackson and Jalen Johnson on a routine cover 2 play. On a cover 2 team, you guys allow or have some sort of miscommunication and allow Jamison Williams to get by you, a guy who hasn't played well the entire game, who hasn't played well the entire season, the guy they're trying to get going. I don't understand that, man. That's inexcusable, man.
Yep.
Especially for 2 veteran players with the game on the line. And then to come back the next series and not make a play afterwards, man, to make up for it, man, it's just inexcusable, man. I don't have the words for those guys right now. Eddie Jackson has gotten paid already, man. He's a step slower now with the injury. Eddie, it's time to go. It's time for Eddie to go. I'm sad to say, but hey, he has no place on this team. Jalen Johnson, he might be next. I'm just gonna say Jalen Johnson might be next too, because if you're gonna drop interceptions and you're not gonna make plays against the best team in the division, then what do we need you for?
You know, and the thing about and Eddie Jackson, I will give him his credit. All right, he did stop Dave Montgomery. No, it was Jahmyr Gibbs at the goal line. All right, he threw him face first to the ground. I was like, okay, all right, good play, and I'll do it again. But Jalen Johnson, like the biggest knock on Jalen Johnson, and people talk about his lack of turnovers, is because they didn't throw the ball his side. I get it. There's value in that. When they throw the ball to your side and you have that opportunity, you can't fumble it. You can't drop it. You must make the play. You want to get paid like Diggs over in Dallas. Diggs got 18 picks. You came in together, a couple picks apart. He's got 18 picks since he's been in the league. You got 3, 2 in one game a couple weeks ago. So here's a chance for you to increase your value, increase your leverage, make a big play, turn the momentum completely around in that game. 14-0, big difference than 7-7. 14-0, and you got all the momentum. Yeah, big play. Those are some of the things that teams who don't know how to win, they do, and the Bears did. Talk to me about Aiden Hutchinson. I was about to say Chad Hutchinson again, but I had to catch myself. Man. On that last play, why are you not chipping him? Why are you not chipping? And I understand Darnell Wright had a good game because Aiden Hutchinson I didn't even hear his name called. I did not hear his name called. Coming a couple tackles here and there after a game 3 or 4. That's not Aiden Hutchinson's job. That's not what made him a stud. You stopped him from being the stud all game. Why not say, hey, you know what? Let's just make sure, because this is the time where big-time players will make big-time plays. Let me chip him real quick with a tight end. All right, Sister Darnell Wright can get a hold of him, can have better control of him. Talk to me about the poor coaching decision there.
Obvious passing situation. We're trying to give our quarterback time to win the game. to find the open man, and we don't put the best player on defense in check. That's just malpractice. That's just malpractice in coaching, man. You have to at least chip this guy with a running back going out of the backfield, man. You have to help your rookie offensive tackle. Like, yes, he's good. We understand that you believe in him, but every now and then you got to help him out. You can't just trust him against the best in the league every week after week.
Now it's a rookie.
We've seen this, yeah. We've seen this happen week after week, though. So now it's almost like we expected, or other teams expected. It's like, hey, they're not going to help this guy over here. So we're going to put him over here on the rookie, and we're going to let him go over there and see what he can do. And what does he do, man? Finds a way like the best players in the league do to get around good old Darnell Wright and strips the ball. Wright making a heady play and kicks the ball out of the backfield. Game over. And we've seen this happen week after week, man.
We gotta. I used to say all the time, Detroit will Detroit themselves because they always shoot themselves in the foot. Well, I got to change that now. The Bears will Bears themselves because until proven otherwise, they show they're going to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory every chance they get, and it's frustrating when you have the play calling that you did, all right, the lack of aggression, all right, the defense as well, all right. You can't give up. There's no way you can't give up 2 touchdowns in 4 minutes. You can't. There's no way. No way. All right. And the 2 veterans you mentioned, Samo, Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson, these are veterans. These aren't rookies. They're the ones who blew the coverage. How many times you bleeded the cover 2? How familiar should you be with the damn system? How many times have you passed the guy off? You know what I mean? It boggles my mind. It really, really does. It's like forgetting to tie your shoe. Like, oh shit, how do I do that? Velcro. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Like these things are, you held Laporta, their tight end. I didn't hear his name called. Yep. So you're like, man, what a great game. What a great game. And here's where we need that leader. Here's my biggest thing before we got to go to break. Why do you you're evaluating Justin Fields? This is a 7-game audition for you or whatever. That's more than enough time for us. Okay, why are you taking the ball out of his hands in crunch time? Why? Why would they do that, Samo?
Second to last drive, you hand the ball up the middle 2 times in a row with Khalil Herbert, who's not a guy that you run a rush up the middle. It just didn't make sense at all, man. You see the week before they allowed Tyson Bagent to go and make a play and throw the ball to win the game. You have to allow your starting quarterback to do the same thing, to win the game for you. Put the ball in his hands, man, not just on 4th down. You give him 2 options. You give him a read across the middle. DJ Moore is going to be covered, double covered, coming across the middle. And you let the next read is Tyler Scott, your rookie, going deep. Who he beat his man, and Justin makes the right play. But man, you got to give yourself more options than that. We only needed 10 yards. We needed 10 yards. We needed 9, actually. To be honest, we needed 9. So we get 10 yards, 9 yards, then we get a first down, and this game is probably sealed. So it's terrible play calling, man. It's poor management of the game toward down at the end, man, on offense and defense, man, because then we get in a prevent defense at the end of the game. What do you expect to happen? You saw that happen at the end of the first half of the game, and you went right back to it at the end of the game. So it's just stupid. It's just stupidity, and they're not learning from their own mistakes, period.
No, they're not. And they got one more game against Minnesota. So Brian Flores is going to be all over them. So we're going to figure that out. Hey, Samo, great stuff, Papa. I appreciate it. We'll see you on Wednesday, man. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate you, brother.
We'll talk soon. All right, Papa?
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All righty. Guys, we got to take a quick break. So on the other side of the break, it's time for our man. It's time for our man, and I know he's got a lot to say. You heard me. Whew. I better get my headgear on because he's coming out swinging. I know he's going to, because Lord knows you saw me come out swinging. Man, it is Eric Kramer time on the other side of the break. Keep it locked right here, folks. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes, here comes Chubb, there goes the ball, touchdown, Mooney! Jones will walk at the left tackle, time for Fields, now he'll accelerate to get the first down, great tackles, and he's off to the races, oh, he got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
Second down, Goff in the face of pressure, delivers off target, and for the first time in his NFL career, the rookie Tyreek Stevenson has a pick. And Laporta, it seemed like he would have been open on that slant. Fields on the roll, he's able to connect with Cole Kmet, who fights for yardage, and has the first down. Fields, collapsing pocket, wide open, DJ Moore, and the Bears move the chains.
The outside, expect that to happen to you.
Now first and 20, and Goff throws another one away. And this time it's T. Just a four-man rush for Detroit. Fields across for Herbert. He's trying to beat the defender to the 35. Brian Branch was there to tackle him.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox, as you saw. But man, you know what time it is. Man, EK pastime.
This segment of Shawn and Maya in the morning, Monday Morning Quarterback with Eric Kramer, is sponsored by Goal Mental Wellness, Inc. Because your life is calling. Goal, get out and live. Because life is too short.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so
Eric, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good morning.
Happy Monday morning. Well, sort of happy.
Yeah.
I saw your eyebrows look like they were hanging some 5-pound weights on them. Like, please go up. I feel for everybody back there right now. Myself,
I was
included.
hurting, man. I was hurting.
Yeah.
This one hit different, right? You had the team, number one team in the division. You had the top division leader on the ropes. You had him.
Yeah.
You had him. All you had to do was just put him away. And he didn't. All right. Your defense, 2 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes, conservative play calling. And I'm going to ask you this question first and foremost. Why do you think, if you are evaluating Justin Fields for these last 7 games to figure out if he's your guy or not, and he has to put up and show you that he is or that he isn't. Why do you take the ball out of his hands in crunch time when you're evaluating him, when he's the best player on the field?
That's an interesting question, which I don't have an answer for, because most of the game, Jared Goff went into this game as one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Yep.
And through most of the game, didn't show up that way. Whereas Justin Fields as we all know, these last 4 weeks he's been not playing. There's been a lot of talk about how will he even be back? And yet for most of the game, the two roles were reversed. And Justin Fields was playing great and Jared Goff wasn't. And yet, based on what we just saw out of the highlights, I could almost say, why wasn't Tyreek Stevenson in at receiver for Tyler Scott when that ball was thrown? And so it wasn't Justin Fields' fault that the Bears lost this game, in mine and probably a lot of people's opinions. How did the defense, who caused 3 turnovers with 1 on special teams for 4, how did the Bears lose this game? And I think it comes down to that in crunch time, the Lions delivered and the Bears once again didn't. And there's several reasons for that. But it's not like Justin Fields turned the ball over. But he had, 1 fumble? But who has their quarterback rush the ball 18 times? And then to the expense of other players. And so there's really still no true rushing game. And but I like the way the offensive line is starting to come around now. Braxton Jones, to me, is playing like maybe the most improved player from last year. And
he got taken out for I assume it might have been concussion. Wanted to check it for concussion protocol. Remember, he came out. He was mad as a mother hover boy. He was like, "What?
Who doesn't want to see that, right?" I mean,
yeah, that you got. That's refreshing. Like, yeah, get it. You love the passion.
Yeah, and okay, so they gave up a sack at the end of the game, which basically lost the game. And but yeah, as far as taking the ball out of what at that point was the best playmaker the Bears had on the field, and Justin Fields, I don't get that at all. And maybe that's part of the problem, that it's a combination of people, which it seems to clearly be.
Yeah, I think that I don't understand why you can't get rid of Getsy. All right, if you just got who just got fired?
The guy in Buffalo.
Ken Dorsey, University of Miami quarterback. Mm-hmm. If they can let him go in the middle of the season, why not Getsy? All right, he wasn't going to be here next year anyway. Stop the bleed, nip it in the bud. All right, hey Andrew Giannacco, you're the quarterback coach. You step up. You're probably not going to be here either, but at least it's on your resume as an offensive coordinator, and you can maybe try and advance your career. You know how it is that what your resume says is it allows you to get certain jobs.
That's taking a page right there out of Wayne Fontes' playbook, because anytime he felt the heat, someone got fired. Not him, but somebody. and so I mean, I don't know. I think we can all see that there's a difference between people who, design offenses and call plays. There's differences on how that gets done. And I'm not sure anybody here feels like Luke Getsy has been Luke Getsy's been the answer. It's questions everywhere else. No, Luke Getsy is one of the questions. And but like in Pittsburgh, they have that situation too with Matt Canada. And nobody's ever seen, first of all, they don't fire head coaches. And then the head coach don't fire assistant coaches. So I don't think Mike Tomlin's going to fire Matt Canada. And, what happens with the Bears, I have no idea. But if Luke Getsy were to get fired, and I'm not advocating he does, but if he were, nobody in Chicago is going to regret that right away.
No, there might be a celebration. extended happy hour across the city, in Chicagoland area.
Which in Chicago would be a lot, right?
This offensive line looked good. Talk to me about that one. This is the way they wanted the offensive line to look from the beginning. This is what they wanted week one. You had Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Lucas Patrick, and then you also had Nate Davis on the right and Darnell Wright. Talk to me about how you felt the offensive line looked, finally getting together for the first time
in week whatever this is, right?
Yeah.
So it's great to see, because this is exactly what Ryan Poles wants to see, is a good, strong offensive line, if we're just talking about that side of the ball. And I mean, that's the blueprint for the Lions offense, is their offensive line. As
it is
every other good offense, it starts with up front. And so now finally, after all of these weeks, which includes the offseason, there they all are. And it was, to me, again, but as good as they played at times, how is it there's not a better rusher other than numbers-wise, Justin Fields, who some of those were scrambles. And I would really like to see more of a commitment, as we've talked about all season long, about letting that offensive line literally dominate people, which they're capable of doing. And as we've all talked about, once you start running the ball consistently beyond just your quarterback, because Josh Allen does that every week, then you exert pressure on a defense like you don't if you don't commit to rushing the ball, because obviously now you've got the play action game. Yes, Justin Fields did a great job of throwing some deep routes, but your true consistency comes with play action when you're effectively running the ball for 6, 8, 10 yards a carry, and then kaboom, there goes a deep crosser or deep over the post. And so we're missing that part of the offense by not committing more to what this offensive line is so good at doing.
Thank you, Eric. You tossed me an alley-oop, and I'm going to slam this son of a bitch home. If you talk about running the ball, play action, why do they insist on having him in the gun? How much more effective was it? The one or two plays where he was under center, he goes a play action fake, he bootlegs out. I mean, he's wide open. Why does sometimes football is an easy game? Some people like to complicate it. People like to be the smartest guy in the room, and they love to outthink themselves. Why do they insist on not having Justin under center? Because now that it does so many things. One, it freezes everybody when he throws back to hand the ball off or fake it. Two, it allows now the defense, everyone has to stop. Now it allows him with his excellent speed to get out. So if you're a defensive end, you can't crash and go after the running back. You can't go after Justin, because if he goes, then you're not going after the running back. So you have to pause. It allows him to get outside, which is exactly what we want. Why does this guy not get this? Is his ego? Is that what it is? That he's not going to do what everyone in their mama says to do to help this team? Why do you think that this guy refuses to do what's best, what's most efficient and most effective for this offense?
Well, if that's a real question, why, then I think kind of along the lines of what you said, Luke Getsy has his idea of why, which doesn't necessarily coincide with yours or mine, which I do also think that being under center is a more effective way to run an offense. And now, given there was a time in that game, I think it was this game, where Justin Fields in shotgun is riding the running back, and there's a tight end coming backside to seal off the backside, where that guy would normally wrong shoulder, the defensive end or outside linebacker would normally wrong shoulder that, but because Justin Fields is Justin Fields, he didn't do that. And so that also creates rushing lanes as in a cutback sense, in which it did. So, there's give and take both ways, but I'm like you. I think by and large, for the most part, this game, from an offensive standpoint, from a quarterback standpoint especially, should be played under center most of the time. When it's 3rd and 18, I got it. But at most of the game, especially first and second down, you're under center.
Yeah. Well, talk to me about the guy that they're evaluating. How do you think Justin Fields is with his runs, with his passes? You know, he had the deep ball to DJ Moore, which was
Moore. Yep.
I mean, we got a picture of this, Eric. I mean, can you place? And I'm no hyperbole whatsoever. Can you place a ball any better than this?
Picture tells 1,000 words, and there you go. I mean, and he was doing that all day long. So no, I mean, the Justin Fields did probably, in my opinion, had his best game of the year, and I think these 4 games where he wasn't playing, not only did he have an injured thumb, but the word on the street in Chicago and even from my house here is that Justin Fields isn't the guy. So he's been hearing that. He's been hearing he's playing for maybe to come back to the Bears, maybe for the rest of the league. So, and he got a perspective of watching Tyson Bagent do it and whatever other team the Bears were playing, their quarterback do it. And obviously he came out on a mission, which I think was great to see for everybody. Now, the question is, Justin Fields is still now 6-26 as a starter. And there's something he has to do to elevate his game from start to finish, where that's no longer the case. And everybody starts to feel like he is the guy that can overcome other people's mistakes, whether it be play calling, whether it be somebody's missed block or whatever. But it's got to start being consistent, where we're saying this every week about Justin Fields.
How much more, Eric, and guys, we're joined by former Chicago Bears quarterback Eric Kramer, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. How much more of an asshole does he need to be to the point where I'm going to do it my way? Because their plays coming in, because Justin at that particular point, why are you running the ball? Why are you handing it to first Khalil Herbert? Khalil Herbert's not a power runner. He's a zone runner, and he's a very good zone blocking runner. All right, Deontay Foreman was hurt, but you still Johnson. But he's a rookie, so you want to deal with that. Why is he not saying, hey, you know what? No, I'm going to roll out. I'm going to do this because I'm sure you've changed plays. I had 2 quarterbacks that took me to 2 different national championships with 2 different teams. All right, and there were plenty of times that I remember a wide receiver coming with the play, and he's like, stay your ass over there. I got it. Call the play, or a play would come in. I can't tell you how many times a play would come in, he says a play, and the quarter goes, are you serious? We ain't running that shit. All right, here, we'll call this. How much more does Justin need to take control of that offense? Because if I'm Justin, I'm like, I'm not giving it to you, Khalil. I love you. You're my boy. You're my brother, but I'm rolling out. How much more does he need to stand up and be the leader of this team?
That we don't know the answer of what's going on, during the week, but I think you're right. I think that's a situation where I've done it, where there was a couple years in Detroit where I was the offensive coordinator, and so you have to take matters into your own hands. And players will believe in you. Coaches will believe in you when what you say works. But there's until you own something, you can't always, until you own something, you don't really have, everybody's not thinking you're the guy, which they do need to think that and believe that and see it. And so you're right. I think Justin Fields in that way could also step up and say, no, this is, I believe, I've told you during the week, this is what I'm going to do. And if you don't call that, I'm going to call it. And so, yeah, he's playing for his life right now. He's playing for the respect of the organization, the city, his teammates. And I think that's how you earn it, is you own it. And you don't fall in line. You don't follow someone else. This is your time now. You're playing for your NFL life right now. You're playing for your NFL life, possibly in Chicago, possibly somewhere else. But this is what nobody in the league thinks you do, own the offense. And that's one thing that will earn the respect of all those around you who play the same game you do.
Mm-hmm. Eric, I think that you put it best. Own the offense. All right. Own the offense. And you make plays accordingly, because Getsy has an idea, but you're not out there, Getsy. You're not out there. You see it from the he's not even in the box. He's on the field. You see it from the field, but you're not out there. And it to me, it's just, I wish Justin would have a little more of that go-getter, like, no, we're not running that. All right. And like you said, maybe he tells him in practice, but just to me, Justin's always been like a good soldier. All right. This is what it was called. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it could be a hindrance, because every great quarterback has that asshole quality. And we've seen it all, from Montana to Brady to Manning to everybody, Elway. You know, we've seen it all. Like, no, we're not doing it. That shit doesn't work. We're doing that. You know what I mean? Because they know, they feel it. And Justin's just, okay, I'll go. This is what they wanted me to do. No, I need him to have that defiance to say, no, this is, and put his foot down, grow up, have your nuts drop and say, no, Getsy, here's what I want. Because if he does that, I mean, you think if people are following him now, imagine the offense if he says that, or you know what I mean? Like, wow, this dude really is all about winning, all about us. And he knows, you know, it is nothing like having a leader that you really run through a wall that it just defies everything, because he knows what's best, or he feels what's best. And I just think he's got to grow up and really kind of not separate, but stand up. Again, we don't know what he's saying.
It's kind of like, you know, we're coming up on the holiday season now. It's like getting a good Christmas tree, right? You sit back and look at it. If there's nothing on it, it's just a tree. But now you start putting all the little details on it, and now it's something that belongs to you, that's only you. And I think that's part of the whole tree, so to speak, that is Justin Fields, that he can start over time. He needs to alter from within what he brings. And we'll all see what ends up hanging on that tree if he puts it up there first.
Talk to me about this defense. All right. Jalen Johnson, I was pissed at him. I was pissed at him when I was in the locker room last time. Like he rubbed me the wrong way. And he was finishing dressing. I was like, hey, do you mind if I ask you? I want to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. He's like, well, I'm dressing. Well, I'm going, no shit, asshole. I see you dressing. But I mean, you know, that's what I felt like saying. But I was like, all right, dude, cool. No problem. All right.
Can you give me a couple minutes until I'm done?
Yeah. You know, now give me a second, man. Give me a second, man. No, you know what I mean? Like, we're in there. We're there for a reason. I'm dressing. So then he comes out, and that's just a personal thing. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But then he has his game yesterday. All right. He has his game yesterday. The drop pick. He had 2 picks. The drop pick 6, because there's nobody catching him on that one. Nobody. Right. And talk to me about him. Then the blown coverage at the end on the Jameson Williams touchdown. But the blown coverage between him and Eddie Jackson. These 2 guys aren't rookies.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Jackson then on his second contract. You're fighting for your second contract in your 4th year.
Right.
Talk to me about the game that he had, and if that affected his negotiating leverage.
You know how they talk about Father Time is undefeated?
Mm-hmm.
So is karma. And, you know, I know Jalen Jones is wanting desperately a new contract in Chicago. At one point, Ryan Paul said, all right, go ahead and see what you can find out there, which he didn't find anything. And so at some point, you got to just start playing and let your play do your actions, do your speaking for you. And it seems like ever since then, here he's dropping a walk-in touchdown interception. Then he's part of a 2-man combo that's given up the game-winning touchdown. And he doesn't have time for the little people, apparently, as he views them. And, you know, that's just, rather than be a guy who's always stand up and always does the right thing and always works for the service of other people, karma comes to those also in different capacity than it's currently coming to Jalen Johnson now. And I agree with you. I mean, you know, when you do little things well, you don't drop interceptions that are really thrown right here that you can walk in with. And, you know, that's unfortunate, because you want to think everybody is doing their best all the time, and they're just, you know, they're not quite over the hump yet, but they're going to get there. And that's stories like what you just mentioned. that doesn't belong on a team that is, what's their record? 2-10, 2-9,
3-8, 3-8 now.
Whatever. I mean, just like, you know, as we just spoke about Justin Fields, you got to do things internally, like within your own self, that make people around you. It makes you better. It makes the people around you want to work with you more. It makes the fans and city jump on your bandwagon rather than pushing, as you see them, the little people away. Which, okay, then go screw yourself. You're 2-8, not us.
Yeah, and I understand the frustration, but you still just be you got and just be a good person. And I get it. Believe me, I've been on not too many, but I've been on a couple bad teams, and I get it. You know, but you always just be nice to people and the best you can, despite your frustration, because we haven't done anything to you. You know, we're, you know,
that's right.
It's just
and everybody's got a job to do.
Yeah,
you've got one. Jalen Johnson has one. We all do. And, you know, it's just all it is people doing their job.
Yeah. Speaking of doing your job, talk to me about this rookie, Tyler Scott. Some people didn't like my take on it. And some people are like, well, he's a fourth round player. You're going to, you should have, gone to DJ Moore and this and this. And here's my thought, Eric. The way you gain trust from your teammates, your coach, your quarterback, is you make big time plays when they need you. Don't give me a fourth quarter game where you're up 25 and you catch a touchdown. That doesn't build trust in my mind. What builds trust in my mind, when they double and quadruple team DJ Moore, you beat your man off the line like he stole something, and you catch a ball that seals the game to beat the division leading team. That's what builds trust. And I was frustrated with him. Like, you've waited your entire life for this moment to win a game, to literally seal the deal for your team against the division leaders. Like, I'm not, good luck. We'll get it next time. No, it's like, look, dude, if this moment's too big for you, let me know, because we already got one speedy receiver that's a healthy non-dress. I can make it two. I'm a little more old school, a little more get off my lawn type shit. But, this is the alpha sport of alpha sports. Like, you can't be like, oh, good try, buddy. This is not Pop Warner.
Right.
And I was a little annoyed with him. Like, this is what you worked for. How many times have you run that route? How many times have you caught that ball? How many times did you, since you were a kid, have you done it? And the moment's there. I'm like, cue up Eminem, lose yourself, okay? The song. I'm like, it's there.
Yeah.
And you didn't, and you messed it up. Not saying, and believe me, I'm not saying he needs to be burned in hell. No, but I'm saying he just blew a big chance to gain a lot of confidence from his quarterback, his teammates, the coaching staff, even the fans. And that's what frustrated me.
I agree with you. And there's something like receivers over time learn how to run through the catch. So where he looked like he was, I'm not saying this to be funny, but he looked like he was literally falling down a flight of stairs as the ball's coming. And I don't know if it would have been a touchdown, but it sure would have been a big game. And you're in high school, you're not getting paid. In college, obviously, now you are a little bit. But in the pros, that's just not a professional thing to do. I don't care if you're your first year or 10th year. And that's something that you do in practice. And you just practice transfers over to a game. There's no such thing as a big moment. There's just another moment. And you run just like you run every day. And you catch like you do that in practice. It just happens to be on Sunday. And it's a series of those things by people, not necessarily Justin Fields, but as we saw, Darnell Wright has been solid. Probably the best lineman the Bears have had this year for some time. And yet at the end of the game, he gives up the game-losing sack, fumble, safety. And you can't, in the moments like what you're just describing, you can't have a mental lapse. That's all it is. It's just a mental lapse. And you can't have that if you're going to be good. Whereas the Lions, who played not so great, and I mean by that I'm saying it nicely, and not just Jared Goff, but when they had to have it most, they did come through, and that is a sign of a good team. When you're not at your best, you still win.
You know what I said when I'm watching it? I'm at the bar watching the game. I'm like, and they punted when they're still down 12. I says, and my guy's like next to me. He's like, yes. I'm like, dude. I said, no. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, the Bears don't know how to win yet. The Lions do.
Mm-hmm.
I said, watch them. In the first drive, they went methodically. They weren't hurried. It was the old situation: hustle but don't hurry. Hustle but don't hurry. They were moving quickly. You never saw them panic. You never saw them going to get that first touchdown to Jameson Williams. It was methodical. Boom, we got it, but quickly. Boom, boom, boom. They're used to it. There was no panic. There was no helter-skelter. Nothing about the Lions. It was like, okay, here's what we have to do. Let's do it. And that is what scared me. I'm like, oh, shit. They're just too calm, cool, and collected right now.
Yeah.
First touchdown, I'm like, oh, shit, man. This
is it kind of what you're pointing out brings me back to a thought where, okay, talent is one thing. So that's an ornament on the tree also. But so is grit, so is resilience, so is determination, so is off-season, your kind of work ethic throughout the year. Those are all part of the ornaments on the tree also. And that's obviously matters because that is a large reason why the Lions won that game and why they win a lot of games right now. I mean, when's the last time anybody said the Lions have won a lot of games? When's the last time they've been 8-2 for crying out loud?
1960, I think they said.
Right. So, I mean, it takes a lot to win in this game. So it takes more than being pretty. You've got to have something inside you too. And that's what I'm talking about, that the Bears right now are having these little lapses that are preventing them from losing games. Like, you got to learn how not to lose first.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. Like, you don't put yourself in position. You don't ever give the other guy a chance to do his job well, ever.
I didn't like the fact that they didn't give Darnell Wright help. All right. For the most part, he handled Aiden Hutchinson for the most part all game. I didn't hear his name at all. Maybe in a tackle, 3-yard gain, 4-yard gain, he peels off. Okay, cool. But he wasn't a difference maker at all yesterday, all game until then. And here's what I saw, that it's a lack of respect for great players. And this is what bugged me. Just in case, we haven't heard from Aiden Hutchinson all game long. And now we got to go down. Let me just chip him just in case before I get Cole Kmet out into the route. All right. Or before I get the other tight end in the route. Let me just in case. And they didn't do it. And the one play that Aiden Hutchinson had was a game sealer. And that really bugged me. The lack of preparation. Talk to me about this coaching staff. Are they gone at the end of the year?
Well, let's circle back to how you just pointed that out about Darnell Wright and Aiden Hutchinson. And so I guarantee you they went into this game plan where, in order for the back to release or the tight end to release, we've seen it before. You're going to chip the guy on your way out, like 100% of the time. And they chose not to. So it's not like they didn't go into the game thinking that was going to be a large part of the game.
Take it by yourself, Darnell, the whole game. No, that wasn't it at all.
I mean, he's good. There's no doubt about that. They're both good players. But, on the drive that you really need to manufacture something, that's not the time to leave. As good of player as Darnell Wright is, the other guy's pretty good too. And one guy's a rookie, one guy's in the second year, but the guy in the second year has made a bunch of plays in this league. And so, at least think about the possibility of that. And you're right. So again, it's coaching decisions that go into that. It's some players, losing their fundamentals really in key moments. And it's hard to watch, right? Being on the side that this happens not just once in a while. If they're consistent at anything, it's consistently doing things slightly off.
That would have been a signature moment. That would have been the signature moment for Eberflus, his first signature moment.
Yeah.
Okay. His first signature win. He needed that. Where do you think this team goes here? They got the Minnesota Vikings, who just blitzed the hell out of us last time and got us. We still should have won that. Had a chance to win that game, but didn't. You're coming off of a big emotional loss. This week. Where do you think this team is? Where do you think the mindset of this team is?
Well, the mindset they have this week is what they've had every week, because they lose a lot of games. So to me, if you look at, take the good things that they did this past week, learn from the things that you did well, learn from the things you didn't do well. The Vikings all of a sudden aren't perfect with Josh Dobbs, and he threw a pick in yesterday's game, right? At least one. And then you just kind of you find ways to build on the things that you did well. You figure out mindset-wise, what do I need to do as a player and as a collective group? What do we need to do as a group of coaches and players so that we are on point, not from just the start until 2 minutes left. We're on point those whole 60 minutes, and then we go hoop it up in the locker room after the game. But we don't do anything until that game's over.
Yeah, it's frustrating being a Bears fan right now, and it's, somebody said we saw what a well-coached team looks like. My guy Samo. Yeah, we did. We saw a team that believes in its head coach, kneecap biting and all. They believe in his son gun, and they will run through a brick wall for them, for him, and it shows. Where do they get the leadership from? All right, because here's one of the things that I saw. All right, there was I always had a guy on my team that would stop that shit right now. All right, there were, you know what I mean? Like, you had that dude, that alpha, usually on defense, but on offense we usually had an offensive lineman or something. There was one run David Montgomery had. It was a 3-yard, 4-yard run, nothing crazy. But he was being slowed down, and we know how David Montgomery, he covered the ball with both hands. He's churning his feet. Here comes another guy, I don't remember who it was, and just hits him and tackles him, hits him at the and knocks him down. There's that moment where you can send a message to David Montgomery. And believe me, I don't think that David Montgomery would fold. I don't think so at all. I think he's a warrior. I loved the fact that the way he played when he was here. But there's a moment where you knock the ever-loving shit out of him. Let him know it's going to be a battle. I respect you, but damn it, we're coming. And that was that chance when you hold a runner up and you can literally knock him into tomorrow because he's got no power. He's literally a slab of meat in the meat locker, and you
getting hit by Rocky, right?
Yeah. You drag him to the ground as opposed to running through him and sending a message. At that point, no one in the bar knew what I was talking about. They're like, "Hey, tackle him!" I'm like, "No, shut up! I'm yelling at people like, "Shut up!" Yeah, I needed football people around me at that particular point because I was mad. And I was like, "That's the tone." I said, "That's where they missed setting the tone," and it bugs me. Who is the leader on this team? Offense, defense, anyway? Do you see a clear-cut leader that people will follow to the ends of the earth?
Well, I do, and I did. And his name was David Montgomery. And when he was with the Bears, that's how he played. And those are the type of guys you need in your team. So now he's doing that for another team. And it just so happens it was a team the Bears just lost to. And so we've talked about the majority of this as, or at least I have, about ornaments on the tree, so to speak. And that's another one. So we've talked about, you've got to have that internal drive that you don't quit on a play, much less a season. And that's what I don't see the Bears, as you just pointed out. They don't do that. And why? And I'll tell you why. Because they have too many players that aren't like David Montgomery. Period. And they don't have what looks to be from the top down, when it comes to the Coach Eberflus on down, it doesn't seem that they have that leadership from the coaching staff either. They might, It's just that we're not seeing evidence of it.
You could say that again. So I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday, or excuse me, Monday, because we're playing Monday night.
Right.
I'm hoping the best thing I can hope for. Well, there's two things: is Justin Fields plays well again, and the Bears win. I think they have the opportunity to win. They had the opportunity last time they played them. All right, they just kept shooting. The Bears bared themselves again. All right, I gotta say, I can't say Detroit themselves because they don't do that anymore. So we'll put that on the shelf for a while.
That was 30 years though in the making in Detroit, but now you're right, it's shifted. Now the Bears have to take
stop
that next step themselves.
Stop Chicagoing themselves. Jesus Christ. So I'm anxious to see how it plays out. Then you got to buy, and then you got the Lions again. What psychological effects do you think it could have the next time they face, which is in 20 days from today, when the Lions come here?
Right. Well, that's the test, isn't it? Every week is you've got to somehow put what just happened, the result of what just happened, in the rearview mirror, or not in the mirror at all, and you learn from what happened and you make corrections so it doesn't happen again, or at least you start to change yourself from within. And I think that it's really just a matter of execution. I saw someone here just recently chatted in the chat box talking about the Bears don't do a good job of scheming their players open. And I agree with it. Yeah. Like find out what if we're just talking receivers, find out what your receivers do well. And, like Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions is one of the best slot receivers in the league, because he will beat whatever technique you put on him. And so the Bears need to find that guy, and they've got him to a degree in DJ Moore, but you've also got to have others. And Cole Kmet, I think, is a guy that's tremendously underutilized. Great receiver, receiving tight end. Has shown flashes to me over these last couple of years of being a top tier tight end, and yet you don't really see him being showcased like Travis Kelce is in Kansas City. Well, why not? Because to me, he looks every bit the part. And I think that's part of it, is where we've talked all season long, how why isn't there more of a commitment to what looks to be a solid running game? So I think there's, the coaches have to do a better job of putting, the people that they've acquired into a position where they can consistently be successful, because they know how to utilize their players' strengths versus the other team's weaknesses. You can scheme and motion and formation yourself into, you can dictate to the defense what defense they're going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And then call plays accordingly.
Yes. Yes. And my thing is, because Samo was the guy who said that, and but the crazy part is that until yesterday moved DJ Moore around a lot. He's in motion. I want him in motion because now you can't get a hand on him. Now he gets to come off, and God forbid he comes off, he gives you a fake for an outside release, and you fall for it. He's an inside release. He's open. I want that. All right. The Bears did everything that you could add, almost everything. All right, minus the pick from Jalen Johnson, and they did everything. They time of possession, they ran the ball, right? They put up a good amount of points. Justin Fields made good decisions. All these things, and they still lost. That's why I asked you that question, because I think this might have a bigger effect on Detroit in a positive way for them. Like, oh damn, there's an old saying that there's nothing you can learn by losing that you can't learn by almost losing. And Detroit almost lost. And they're like, oh shit.
That should be on a poster somewhere. That's pretty good.
Because that literally could have woken them up. That could have woken, we almost lost to the Bears. And I think that could be a big springboard for them, where they probably have 6 games left. They might go 5-1 in that thing. And I think it's, and I'm wondering how the Bears are going to react, because they had that heartbreaking loss. They had them on the ropes, literally had them. and they left him up.
But
They
how
let him up.
many games over how many years have we been saying this? Remember when Khalil Mack came and literally dominated the Packers by himself,
Yeah,
only to lose. And it just, you've got to find a way, and there are ways to get this done and not just talk about it, but you as an organization, you've got to be on the other side of those, those games that are close. You've got to always end up on the right side of those. And right now, the Bears are always ending up on the wrong side of those.
Like 0-6 in 06 back in Arizona. And the Bears, we literally no offensive touchdowns, and we still won 24-23.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's who you got to be. You've got to be the team that other teams know, even if we play perfect, it's a coin toss if we win this game or not.
Yeah, that's a great point. Even if we play perfect, it's still up in the air. Eric, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it as always. Do me a favor, let everyone know where they can find you online.
On X at EK Pass.
Don't forget, remind them about your book.
Oh yeah, we got the Ultimate Comeback book I co-wrote it came out earlier this month. Is available on Amazon, and it's a great story. I think that has a lot to do with partly football, partly some of life's challenges. There was a time where I was, had gone through some depression in life, and worked my way through it. But there's also some times that that a lot of those things were overcome, and you come out the other side.
Great stuff. Eric, we'll talk to you next week. You have a good
Appreciate
one.
it. Okay.
All right. Guys, that's Eric Kramer, former Chicago Bears quarterback, talking Bears football right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Let's take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we'll wrap this up with a pretty little bow. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. And Cowboys. Fake one way. Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You've called 911. This is an emergency line.
How long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
through the second. Fields keeps it here. They got Okwara out of the play. Fields rips one, and he finds Darnell Mooney. They'll stick with the run, and they get the first down. It's Roschon Johnson. Oh, wow, Lions are bringing the house. Fields throws underneath. DJ Moore gets away from Joseph, and Moore fighting for the first down. Wow! Pressure coming from Jack Sanborn here, and he just came around the edge and wrapped up Jared Goff for his first sack of the season. He is snapping to Fields over Cody Whitehair. There's Foreman, nice run, steering his way to a first down out to the 33-yard line.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. And those are our Bears. You know, we just got done with Eric Kramer talking Bears football. And you know, I have to put some of this on Justin as well. Okay? And believe you me, I'm a huge Justin fan. Hell, I wore his jersey yesterday to the bar while I was, all right? I wore his jersey. But there's got to come a point in time. All right. And you heard me mention it to Eric. There's got to come a point in time where you take ownership of this offense. Okay. There's got to come a point in time where you say, hey, this place sucks. I'm changing it. There's got to come a point in time where you say, hey, we need this. Here's the play that I want to run. I don't give a shit what they want to run. I had two quarterbacks. My guy, Paul Ohm. Thank you for your service, Paul. He went into the Army after he led us to a national championship in 99. That's crazy. And George Sierra, no relation. Both led my teams, or our teams, to national championship. Paul in 1999, George in 06 and 08. Okay. These were the leaders that every single person on the team rallied around. It was not a question who was the leader on those teams. In 99, it was Paul, undoubtedly the leader. And on the Thunder, it was George. Undoubted. It wasn't even a remote possibility that anyone else was the leader of that team. You call plays that are in the best interest of your team. You're in the flow of the game. You know what's going on. You could, I can't tell you how many times Paul waved the wide receiver, stay on the sideline, or George, same thing. Or the play came in, George like, yeah, okay, whatever. We're running this. You have to make an executive decision as a leader of a football team. And right now, Justin Fields seems to not do that. He seems to call or run what's being called. And if running what is being called is not the most efficient play or effective play, and you feel that, then you need to change it. You need to change the play to know you know that you're going to get the 2 yards or the 1 yard or the 3 yards on 3rd and 3. You saw the pass 4th and 2 to DJ Moore. The long throw. That was a fastball. DJ Moore caught it beyond the sticks. It was 4th and 2. He caught it about 4 yards. He caught it. First down. You know, it's frustrating because I played with quarterbacks like that. I've won titles, national championships with quarterbacks like that. Justin has to grow up. He has to. He has to do things the best. He has to. He has to do things that are best for that offense. And sometimes the coordinator doesn't see it. Sometimes the coordinator is blinded by whatever the hell he's blinded by. But Justin is too good. And remember, I've mentioned before, he's a good soldier. He'll do what he says, or what he's told to do. Excuse me. He's got to change up. He has to. And there's going to come a point in time where you're tired of losing. Going to come a point in time where you're going to say, hey, F this, like he said, F it and play it. If I didn't play my game. That time should have been yesterday. And it should be moving forward. Because if he does it, Justin Fields will have a great career in the NFL and will most likely be with the Bears. It'll most likely be with the Bears. Because I want when Justin Fields to walk in, everybody know who's the goddamn man. Who is the alpha of alphas in that facility. Not by his arrogance, not by his demeaning of other people, no. But by his aura. By his maturity. By his performance. And we talked about Tyler Scott. You know, the opportunity for you to ingratiate yourself and to earn trust from your quarterback, which is most important, your teammates, your coaches, it was there. The opportunity right now for Justin to solidify himself as the man in Hallis Hall is here. He's got to take advantage of that. He's got to grab people by the collar and say, hey, I need you to play better. He's got to grab people by the collar and say, hey, we can't have that. We need better. You're better than that. I don't know if he's that dude. I hope he is. I hope he is. Because if he is, and everybody falls in line, and yeah, you might not want to hear it, but you'll respect it. You'll respect it. And he needs to sit down and have a nice, legitimate talk with his OC. I'm like, dude, this is not working. Why can't you call plays after the 15 is scripted? So here's my question. Why don't you script? Here, this can be done. Why don't you have a script of plays? Definitely the beginning of the first half, or your first series of the second half, whether you get the ball or not. First series. Then why don't you have plays? 15 script from the 20-yard line, 25-yard line coming out. 10, 15 plays, sudden change in positive territory on the other side of the 50. Or another script for sudden change. You get a turnover and you're on the 35. The other team you're on your own 35. So you got 65 yards to go. Why not? Because there seems to be an issue with adjustments. There seems to be an issue when teams do things to stop what you're doing. You can't combat that, Luke. You can't. And you really need to take Justin's input a lot more serious. Man, 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Samo, for jumping on this morning during the top of the morning segment. I also wanted great having him, going back and forth with him. I love it. And I want to thank Eric Kramer for coming on. He comes on every Monday at 10 a.m. Central to talk Monday morning quarterback and about this Bears team. All right, I want to thank here at Sports Zone Chicago, executive producer Elliot Baez, the guy, Clarence Council, my co-host, and Absentia Maya. Hopefully we entertained you for the last 2 hours. All right, this show is going to be replayed at 4 p.m. today. All right, stay tuned, 12:15 p.m. today. Second City Sports with Sidney Brown and Lakina McGee. And we got a rerun, an encore of What's Up tonight at 6. All right, so guys, everyone have a phenomenal day. All right, enjoy your day. I'll see you on Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Your boy, the SuperBack. I am out.